welcome back. So we're starting off with a 12 ounce skinny can from Craft Haven. It's like a can hugger, I think is what they call it. But anyways, I wanted to use this particular style of, I guess you would call it a tumbler, but because of the fact that of the decal that I'm going to be using later on, it kind of fits with the theme of it. So I started off with this, I think it was called Daisy from SOC Glitters. It is a glow in the dark. I got it in a box, I guess maybe last year, I'm not sure, but it had this kind of like creamy yellow look to it. And then I used this glow in the dark glitter that I got from the Glitter Ranch, and I was just kind of filling in just to kind of make sure that it had enough glitter to cover and give us a really nice glow in the end. The vinyl that I used, it is white, but because of the colors that are with it, it kind of looks creamy. So I thought that these two colors would work well, and it also has kind of a pink tinge, and so I did that. I thought, you know, that it would work with the vinyl that I had. And I did roll it in the parchment paper just to kind of pat that down just a little bit. And I didn't do the whole thing because I was going to be putting, I was going to be putting vinyl on the bottom side. So I didn't, I just didn't glitter all the way down. I just kind of glittered like 3/4 of the way. Just whatever amount went down to the bottom was fine. And then I was just going to, I was showing y'all how I tape off the little rim thing there, because you want to make sure you don't get epoxy up and over on that because of the screw top that's going to go on top of it. So you just kind of want to keep that clean. And then I went in with a coat of CrystaLac glitter glue to seal in the glitter, like I always do. This is just is the basic step that I always do. Just it kind of helps with that first layer of epoxy, and it helps the glitter stay in place so you don't have a mess later on, and you can kind of go from one cup to the next and you don't have glitter coming off on your hands. So after that dried, I went in with the first about 2 coats of epoxy. I went in with the first coat, and then I let that cure, and then I went in with a second coat, and then I did some sanding on that coat because we were going to be doing a water slide for the decal. So like I always say, you don't want any kind of scratches or matte finishes underneath a water slide, because it is going to it's going to show through. So you want a real nice clean clear tumbler in order to put your water slide on. So I did take my file and kind of filed down a little bits on the bottom there. Sorry, I'm out of frame. I got a new phone or a new filming device, I guess I should say. And I am trying to put the phone on a different table, on a different place, because I noticed that my camera was shaking so much because of the table that I use that I was working on. So I'm still working out kind of the kinks of where the filming is and where I need to place the phone in order to have the full view, and just for myself, to make sure that I am in the frame, and that, anyways, I'm just making excuses for myself, so I apologize. But I did take a little bit and kind of file down just a few places, but I didn't file down, like all down the front part there, because I didn't want to, I wanted to be able to use the water slide on top of there. So I just kind of figured out a place where it was like nice and smooth that I could put that water slide on. So in transferring the videos from one device to the other, I think I don't know if I deleted it or if I just never downloaded it, or if it's downloaded and it's sitting somewhere that I didn't see. But I did cut out, kind of like where those diamonds are. I just cut down just far enough to where I thought this will be kind of a nice little accent, way to kind of show some of that glow coming out and everything. I don't know, it just kind of lent, the design with the diamonds kind of lent to the look of maybe those cutouts there. So that's why I did that. So I did have a bit of a time here trying to get this to be as straight as possible in order to fit the lines and everything. I was a little bit off. This was a little bit more difficult than I thought it would be, but and I also broke my Cami Page tumbler tool thing, and so I have been having a hard time with getting a straight edge, a straight, side or whatever. So I think I managed to get it, but it was extremely difficult to kind of line up each little line there, and I did end up taking it off a few times and kind of pulling it back and pulling it. Anyways, it was probably, the design came out really well, but it was a little bit more difficult to kind of maneuver those lines and get them exactly right. So just warning you, if you do get this, I really thought that the colors and the design was really cute, and I thought it was fun for like a Halloween kind of a paley, like pastel kind of look for Halloween, which is very popular right now. So anyways, just take your time with this and really try and make sure that your lines are matching up, and that's kind of what I did. I just kind of pushed and pulled and tugged and everything until I got, the right look. So then I decided that I was going to bring the whole design to the bottom of the tumbler. So I went ahead and heated up that vinyl just so that I could pull and tug and push it, get it nice and tight over that edge there. I thought that the design kind of lent for that look. And then I ended up putting like some circles on the bottom. So I really like the way it turned out, but it's always so difficult to do these. It's just very hard to tug and pull and push and, make sure that you get it. I do like the just clean bottoms, but sometimes I just feel like the design calls for it. So anyways, in this case, that's what I did. And like I said, I used my heat gun. I just heated it up and pulled and tugged and, and just kind of cleaned it up afterwards and got some of that crumpled up vinyl that you get in that middle of that circle there. And so I kind of peeled that out and got it done. So you only have so much room with these little tiny, cooler things here, these can coolers. So like in the beginning, I was kind of measuring to make sure that the amount of vinyl that I was using would not go up over the amount of space that I needed for this particular decal. And so those are kinds of things that you want to take into consideration when you are working with, something that's much smaller than most 20 ounce, 30 ounce, whatever. So I just like the way that the diamond just kind of fit just right in. It was just kind of gave you just right enough of the look of those diamonds at the bottom. I really like the way that it all kind of came out in the end. So and then we just had just enough room for that decal. And here I had a little bit different ideas, an idea in my head that I was going to do something a little bit different than the way that it came out. But I was like, I cut some strips, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna see. I kind of started where I was gonna like do them across and kind of crisscross them, and it didn't make sense at first, and so then I kind of was like, okay, well, we'll just do just the edges, just those top, kind of triangle edges that are the peaks or whatever that are at the top there. But I really wanted to use more of the vinyl and kind of do something a little bit funner, but I don't know, I just couldn't get my head in the right space, so I just figured I'll just outline it, make it, kind of clean it up just a little bit because of the line that we cut in the very beginning when I cut the vinyl itself, and then when I cut the diamonds out of the design there. So anyways, I thought it was going to be a little bit funner than this, but whatever. I still like the colors and the whole aspect of it, but sometimes you just have these ideas that I'm going to do all these things, and then it just doesn't work out the way you thought. So I just continued to put those, it's kind of that chrome vinyl that I love to use, that black chrome, and so it kind of had a little bit of a reflection to it. And so I continue to kind of put those around each little edge there, and each, you know, diagonal going down into the point. And I wanted to use the pink. I really wanted to bring out that holographic pink and everything. And it was just like, I just couldn't figure out, you know, I knew that I knew that, you know, we could make it work, but it just took me a minute or two to kind of figure everything out. But anyways, I like the outcome of it, but I like to show y'all these things, because sometimes, you know, you think that it's going to go one way, and it does not. As per last week, when I made my last video, when it was like, whoa, this is not going to work out at all what I thought it was going to. So anyways, so I went in with the pink vinyl afterwards, and I was like, okay, and I was trying to figure out where I could start it, because I wanted to start it on the vinyl piece, but I think I was a little off on the way I cut the vinyl itself. And so anyways, I had to really maneuver that kind of stripe there. But I really love the pinky orangey look. It really brings out those colors in the vinyl and in the decal. But then I went in, I was like, you know what, because it was kind of see-through, and you could kind of see the vinyl and the stripes, the pinstripes underneath. And so I just went in with another piece of that black vinyl over on top, and it covered up wherever you could see. So it worked out well in the end for that kind of look and I thought it really turned out, you know, really cute as far as the colors and everything. So after I put the vinyl on, I did seal it with a coat of Mod Podge. And then I went in with my final coats of epoxy. And I don't know why, but I just got a little lazy in the end and didn't put the tape back on there. But I would advise you to definitely put the tape on there. Don't get lazy like I did, because I did kind of get a little bit of a messy rim there. But anyways, I went in, did the coat of epoxy. Then I went in and did some sanding. And then I sanded the bottom. I really went outside and kind of used my Dremel and really got some of those vinyl pieces in the inside, and all the kind of chunky bits and all the little harsh, sharp bits. I made sure that I really sanded those down, because the bottom just kind of got a little, you know, the vinyl kind of came up and everything. And so I made sure that I sanded it really, really well. And then I went in with a coat of epoxy over that. And then we went in with our bottom pieces here. So I cut out a little bit larger, it wasn't quite 3 inches, but I measured it out to make sure that I was getting, you know, kind of edge to edge there. And I wanted the black to be on the bottom, because I wanted the pink. I really wanted the pink to kind of show through. And I had cut a smaller piece. I had used my two inch little circle cutter, and it was not big enough. I was like, what was I thinking there? So anyways, I went in and I cut those circles there, and I just measured the bottom. So just take a little ruler and measure the bottom. And then I went in with a water slide version of my logo, so that I could put it on the bottom, because I wanted that pink to shine through. I wanted it to kind of show, because it kind of glows the way that it looks. It's just, I don't know, I can't explain it, but when you're in person and you're looking at it, it really glows. And so I thought the glow would kind of go with the glow in the dark, and I really wanted to kind of bring out those pinks and orangey looks and everything. So anyways, after that, I went in with my final coat of epoxy, and I did seal up everything on the bottom, and I actually went in with 2 coats of epoxy, and then we were done. There we are. Isn't it so cute? I just love the little peekaboo look of the triangles going down into that vinyl there. I think it really brings out the diamond look of that vinyl, and then it also kind of gives you just a little bit more of a peekaboo of that glow in the dark look, you know. And I think that the color really matches well with the kind of muted white look of the vinyl. Anyways, here for the booze. I thought that was cute. I got that off Creative Fabrica. Everything will be linked down below that I used, that you can find, discounts, whatever. Also, please join my Facebook group and like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know, and I'll see you next time.